So there seems to be this, I don't know, it's kind of like you don't talk about it. It's the, Miranda Hart, when she doesn't say anything sexual, and she does the whole, like she over-exaggerate her mouth and will be like sexual. It's kind of like that with death. No one talks about it. Everyone's like, sweep that under the rug. Let's not mention that. I don't want to upset anybody. And it's like, I think nearly everybody on this planet will experience the loss of someone, whether it be a cousin, a sister, a brother, a pet. Everyone experiences death in their life, even if they're distant relatives or distant friends. That death is everywhere and it's all around us. I mean, you just need to look at the news now to realise that. And the fact that we don't talk about it and the fact it's such a taboo is really bizarre to me. And I think you should definitely talk about the deceased. I mean, how else are we going to remember them? How else are we going to celebrate them? When I look back now, it's like ludicrous that you wouldn't even mention them in a sentence. But I know people are worried about upsetting people, and that's fair enough. But I think you've got to, it's almost trial and error. You've got to say something, and if they get really upset, then it's all about honesty. If someone says something and you go, actually, hang on, I'm not there yet, or that's too painful, just let's not, then that's fine, and people understand their boundaries and they know what they can push and what they can't. But I think the key is talking. You won't know those boundaries unless you talk about them. And there's something about people sharing memories with you that is so important, and irreplaceable and magic almost, because you see the person you love in a different light to what you see them in, and you're brought close to them. Like I said, you're automatically brought close to them, and then you form a relationship with a different kind of relationship with the person who's telling you the memories. So it just brings everyone closer, and it conjures up nearly every emotion there is. You can get sadness, you can get inspiration, motivation, pure elation. Memories are magic, but they're not magic if only you know about them, because there's something magic. I don't know why I keep saying magical, but there's something about sharing stuff with people and enjoying it together that makes it really come alive. And I know that's ironic, but memories keep people alive. We've got history books, and history books keep everyone who's been important in our history alive. We still talk about them today, Winston Churchill, blah, 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 and it's exactly the same, but in a smaller circle with the people that we've lost. And I'd say definitely talk about them. Don't be afraid to talk about them. Ask questions, if you didn't know them, that's fine. Just ask the person, be like, oh, what did you like to do together? Oh, what's your favourite memory? Or, I don't know, did your dad like doing this? Or did your mum like doing this? Anything that connects you with them, again, is really, 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 really important and restorative almost. And it's nice to know that people haven't forgotten about them either. It feels like someone dies and then that's it, they're gone, they're wiped off the face of the earth, they're wiped off history. And then you're like, oh, does no one remember them? Were they really that insignificant in all your lives that you don't know, they're gone, they've died and you've forgotten them? And that's really heartbreaking. So as soon as somebody goes, oh, it could be something as simple as making a cup of tea, and then they go, oh, you put milk in. Oh, Rory always did that. That was the name of my dad. Rory always did that. And you're like, oh, he did. Oh, I'd forgotten that. Or, yeah, you're right, actually, yeah. And it's a spark. It's something, and I don't think you should ever be afraid to talk about them. And people, if they really don't want to, they will tell you. That's one thing if you've lost someone, you do know your boundaries. And people aren't afraid to say them. So I'd say experiment, see what works, what doesn't, but don't be afraid to do it, because almost 80% of the time the other person will thank you for it, guaranteed. I promise.